Hello, welcome back to Natty Boy Nation. Today we're going to do a Avatar discussion, and basically it's probably because it'd be very unlikely that I'd be able to film a reaction to the Avatar movie, but I do want to sort of celebrate it. So I thought there would be a fun discussion. Basically, what element I would want if I was born in the Avatar universe, and that was this video will be about. If you have a different opinion, uh, say what element you would want in the comments below. But in last place for me is fire. Fire, I think the only cool benefit of fire is basically it doesn't need a substance. Like it created from inside yourself, but you don't like with earth bending and water bending, you need to find the elemental in the world to use it. Whereas fire, you don't, you create it from yourself. But to me, that's also problematic because when you're in a fight, are you going to be fighting? The longer the fight goes on for, the more tired you're going to get. And since you're creating your own energy source, you're literally going to be at a disadvantage as the longer the fight goes on. Also, we haven't really seen many cyber bendings from fire elemental. Like, you have the cool lightning ability, but like, if you know like water bending, you should be able to figure out the way to deflect it because I will sort of study from the water bending how to redirect lightning. Um, I also think out of everything is the least adaptable. Like compared to like earth bending, especially like water bending, fire bending to me seems the one that is the least adaptable in a fight. Whereas the others do seem really good at adapting to your enemies during a fight. I will say in real life, fire bending will be the most useful because you can use it as an energy source. But in terms of the Avatar world, honestly, in terms of just a fighting ability, while it's very powerful with it has probably the most offensive elemental. I do think out of all the others and all the things you could do with the other elements, this one is by far for me the weakest. Probably my least favorite to have in the show. The next is Earthbending. Earthbending, you could do so much for with it, but it's a lot of this is I feel like Earthbending is more of a defensive elemental. And while you could do heavy damage, I feel like because it's Earth, because Earth has a lot of mass, your attacks are very slow and they're gonna become predictable. The cool thing is though, you do get to see with Toph basically she can predict attacks coming their way or sense danger because she can feel the vibration in the earth. But like that's tough level of mastery. I don't think your average earthbender is going to be able to do that. So that's probably why is my third favorite. I also think well it's cool that you can sort of change the terrain to make it your advantage. Like this would be really good, like in a war, if you're doing earthbending, because you can sort of attack multiple people by changing the terrain, like making sure your side has the advantage. I will say metal bending, I think they do like sand bending in the show as well, which cool sort of thing. I just think overall though, if you have water or earth bending or water or air bending, it's just more stronger. I also think that like with like seeing attacks coming, you need such a high skill of earthbending that to me is like so much hard work for like to be honest, probably little reward in just sensing oh, I can sense a danger coming. Doesn't mean I'm able to block or dodge it. It just means I can anticipate the attacker better. I also think adaptability of this one is probably not as good as the other two water and air. And that way is my third favorite elemental. In the second place, I have water bending. And honestly, the main reason why water bending is higher than earthbending is bloodbending. Bloodbending was such a cool concept and such a cool idea. It's so great to have it in a fight. I know, like, technically it's dark, but when you're in a fight, it doesn't really matter. If you can literally control the other person to fight for you, you could do so many things. I also think this elemental is the most adaptable. I think you can really adapt to, like, especially the water is basically like a flow, like you go with the flow with water. You could change it from water to ice. You could, through your bending, you could probably realize, oh, I need more water or I need less. This is also, you can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I think this is the only elemental that has a healing ability, because I don't remember ever seeing it in Korra or in Airbender. I don't remember seeing any of the other elementals use healing abilities. So maybe in a comic somewhere you got like other elementals also having healing ability, but water is the only one that I see use it. I think that's a really great defense to have, to be able to kill people. It also would be really good to do in a fight in case you get injured. You can heal yourself while still attacking because, like I said, water is very adaptable. You can use it as very quickly for defense and fighting. The only big disadvantage with, I think, with water is it's not very usable. Unless you learn bloodbending, you really need some water somewhere. You can use water from Shred or anything, but like water from Shred not going to give you the power that you really need compared to water from ocean. Or even if you just carry water with you, you probably need like a bucket of water just carrying around. Um, I'm wondering though, you might be able to grab moisture from the air, from like clouds, and use it as for water bending. I'm wondering if you can do that. But yeah, I just really like water because I feel like it's very fluid, it's very adaptable. Blood bending is one of the best. I know that others have bending, like swamp bending, but like honestly, blood bending is so cool that this is why I think it's going to be really great to have in a fight. And probably my second favorite out of all the elementals. But in first place is I think bending has the best movability, and it also has, I think, a very good balance in um attack and defense. Because in defense, because you're very adaptable, it will be very hard to hit, so you can use the air to make you move faster to dodge attacks. You can also stop attacks coming towards you by because you can just create a air to like shield yourself and push it back against the enemy. Like, well, it doesn't have like shielding like water bending or earth bending. You can use a shield by like pushing attacks away from your body with air elemental. I think that's really good. I also think you could. This is the one that is hardest to block because air is basically invisible. So if you're getting hit by the air, it's going to be really hard to defend. And I also like slash in motion. And if you wanted to be a danger and violence, like who's the bad guy in Goa? Shahir? I think it's Shahir, the airbender in Goa that like stole someone's oxygen. Like you can use that move in fights and basically it's a easy winner because if you can steal their oxygen, they can't do anything. They got you bend out of the way out of that because they are in a too bad of a position. Like, okay, it probably won't work on other airbenders, but on our fire and water, I don't see them countering some themselves from losing their lungs. And even if they're strong, it's like your mind and your body ain't gonna be able to compensate for the lack of breath you need. And Bending is all about using your chi and using your energy. And the stronger your energy is, the better your bending is. And that's why fire bending is, that's why Shuko always good at use lightning to begin with, because he had it in a domo. But with like all these elements, your emotions and your energy, how strong they are. So with air, I think just because of how well it is, you can keep your distance from your enemy. You can attack up close, but you can also keep your distance. At high levels, you can fly. So by flying, you're basically stopping any earth bending from reaching you. And then I think you're just better in movability from water benders. You have a better attack powers, and also air is everywhere. Like, yes, you need material, but air is everywhere. So you can fight in ocean with air because air is in the ocean. You can fight oxygen. You can fight other air sort of chemicals. You can, when you're on land, you have air. And unlike fire button, it doesn't come for you, so you can literally fight in a prolonged battle without tiring because you're not using your own ability. I mean, honestly, honestly, you will get tired just because of the normal fatigue and stuff, but you're not basically using some of your own energy to create your element. When I say water bending is adaptable, I think bending, well, I don't think it's as adaptable as water bending. I do think it is also very adaptable. I think in a fight, the best thing you can do in a fight is be adaptable because your opponents are gonna come in with so many different techniques that like adaptability is really good for fighting multiple or one or many different opponents. So yeah, if I were born uh in the Avatar route, I definitely would want as my element. That's the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to tell me your elemental that you would want to be in the Avatar route, write that in the comments below. But yeah, see you guys later. Bye.